Hello.
Hey.
Welcome to the Saturday morning conversation.
Yeah.
It's your man, DJ Caveman.
DJ Iron Monkey?
You didn't sound sure about that, dog.
No, I'm still...
Is there a name change in the works?
No, I'm just still in the effort of waking up.
I feel you.
I had a real long day yesterday.
Yo, this is what we do for y'all. We get up early on a fucking Saturday.
No, it's not fucking Saturday, man. It's a good day. Like, Saturday's the best day out of the week. Well, if you work Monday through Fridays.
I mean, I work Sunday to Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's different for you.
Yeah,
so
and I work at night, so I can sleep until pretty much as long as I want.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to get up.
But Saturday still is the best day of the week, like, if you work in the office. Because people are like, Mondays. And, Tuesdays. It's like, I say, hey, it ain't Tuesday. It's better than a Monday.
Hump day?
No, well, see, like, Tuesday is like, we're halfway to halfway. In the office. And then Wednesday is hump day. I'm like, hey, at least it's not a Tuesday. And then when it's Thursday, it's like, hey, it's Thursday. At least it's not a Wednesday. It's that kind of mentality when you get to Friday. I'm like, WTF? Well, wait, today's Friday? I'm like, all that stupid shit, man. But you have a different work schedule, so that shit don't really fly like that.
No,
like Wednesday's like your Monday.
No,
right?
Wednesday's like my Friday.
Oh wait, you start Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So Sunday's like your Monday.
Pretty much.
So Saturday's like your Sunday.
Yeah, but I also work at night most of the
Yeah.
time. Like, it's not like the same. Like, I'm not like, I don't want to go to my job.
Yeah, wake up early.
Not to mention, I'm on record as saying that, like, my job is probably the second best job available in life.
How so?
Because you figure, like, the best thing that you can do, right, probably would be, like, to be, like, a famous actor, right? Because your life is pretty much as you choose it. It's super relaxed, very low stress. Every once in a while, you got to memorize some lines. You got to pretend to be somebody else. Everybody loves you, right? But aside from the fanfare, it's a
Wait.
now as a strip club DJ.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. I don't think people know exactly what you do.
Right. So as a strip club DJ, I don't have to get up early. I don't have to deal with like real office politics. I work in the nightclub where is alcohol and naked bitches for those single guys. But still, there's eye candy there. I don't have to like put on a customer service fake bullshit because I'm the DJ. I'm just in the booth. Nobody even comes and fucking talks to me.
That's true.
No, people don't come to the strip club to see the DJ.
Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yo, can you play my jam? Yo, you got some of that Raffy?
Yeah, none of that. And I get paid in cash.
Straight cash.
And I only work 4 days a week. Those days don't even include the weekend. And I work like 100 and
very low stress.
Work like 160 days a year, and I make
decent money. You don't want to make yourself a mark.
Yeah, I do all right.
Oh, yeah, you live comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I'm struggling, but I'm not struggling.
Yeah. I don't know how the colors go in the whole scheme of things, like being in black and all that kind of shit.
I make significantly more than $15 an hour.
Okay, like, you're really flexing on some folks. Some people at McDonald's want to make $15 an hour too.
Yo, sometimes you gotta hit them with the small flex.
Yeah, well,
small flex. You gotta hit them with the peck pop. Pop, pop.
Yeah, man.
Gotta hit them with the Terry Crews. But my week was kind of weird. I've been like, so I can only hear on the left side of my body right now.
What's that?
I'm like a weird like low key sinusy ear infection, something.
Viral infection?
I don't know what it is, man. All I know is like my sinuses are clogged and I can't hear out of my right side.
Damn, you're getting old.
Yeah, but I mean,
Talking
also,
to my good ear.
yeah, I gotta turn. So if you see me and you're talking to me and I turn and just give you the left side,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
AKA the rugged side,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so then you know
The DOS
so I
effect
can hear
side?
you.
The rigid
Yeah,
rugs.
no, it's just the rugged side because this is where the like the beard is like doing its own thing.
Oh. Well, so if somebody's saying some wild shit on your bad ear and you don't get no response from me, you just understand you're just talking in my bad ear?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Understood. Yeah. Well, you was talking about your job because if anything, I ended up going back to a profession that I had. You seen that well on episode 25?
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna flash back to back when we was 25, and I was like, damn.
I tried to flash back to when I was 25, and it's real blurry.
Yeah.
25 is.
Yeah. If anything, when I was 25, that's when both my kids were born. And I was gonna say, you know, that's a weird transition because they're kind of like Irish twins. Not really gonna get into the whole politics of all of that. If anything, love both my kids. One's 16, one's 15 and a half, about to turn 16 in the next 2 months. But damn, back when I was 25, like I was doing some shit like I was ball backing, and I loved it because it was like, yo, I was behind the scene. Like they always wanted me to be a bartender, and I didn't want that because I didn't want to be standing there and have people like barking at me where I can't hear them. Like, oh, let me get up, and they're spitting in your face and asking for shit with their hot breath, and then the hot breath ended up being a cute girl. Me being at the time, you know, I wasn't really trying to be with somebody because my two kids were about to be born, or they were born in that little short span of time, so I had to make money. So I'm not fitting to like be at the bar hollering at chicks when I got responsibilities. So it was just cool because it was like I was behind the scene. I get to be behind the bar. I get to be behind the stage. I could be by security. I could be by the back alley. Like I'm everywhere, and I'm walking through the crowd. Like I'm feeling the vibe of everything. Like for me, and it was good exercise. The fact that like last week was my first shift, and it was a tattoo convention, and it was just me doing it by myself. It was good exercise, like going up the stairs, coming down, like lifting ice and getting the beer and all that. It's good shit. But like back when I was 25, it was like, ooh, I had so much more energy. I didn't really pace myself as much. Like I would abuse my body, like my knees, and now I'm better with my making sure I bend with proper form. like OSHA's videotaping me and shit like that, making sure like I lift with my legs.
Man, you made an OSHA reference, dog. Like,
yo, I'm motherfucking 40 now, man. Like I like shit.
If anybody has pictures from when I was 25 or knows some stories, text me because like now I'm really trying to think about
back when
I was 25.
Back when you was 25.
And
it was a very good.
Yeah, that shit looks like me trying to think about 25 is like the same as like when you used to try to like get between the channels because the shit was mad blurry and like you know it's Cinemax but you can't see it's Cinemax and you're like fuck
I think I see a titty.
Yeah. Is that a titty? Oh no, that's not a titty.
That's a guy.
So yeah, if y'all can help me out with helping me fill in some blanks on 25.
Oh, is that kind of blurry for you?
Yeah. Yeah, 25 was rough.
Hey, it was necessary.
Actually, from like, yeah, that whole 10-year period, like 20 to 30,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all mixed up and jumbled up, and like I know where I was, mm-hmm. I know what I was doing,
mm-hmm.
but like the small details of life are just gone at this point.
To kind of make a little pivot, you remember back when you was in college?
Nah.
You know what? I remember there was a couple of ill parties because like
college was real spotty.
Like I remember a couple of things.
Actually, that's a lie. I remember college. I remember being in college.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like the people from college.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, I remember doing radio.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, we had the show together.
We had the show. Fucking
parties.
I don't remember none of the parties, dog.
Nah, I have one party story for you. I remember one party story for you. Right? It was. I don't know if it was like one night because it was a couple of parties and you was going up to. Can we say the school name?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man.
Oh, Bryant College?
Bryant, it's a university.
Oh, Bryant University? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
The university status.
Out. Oh, shit. They probably got some donations, and this is where that pivot would happen. You see? But I remember there was one party, and as much as I smoke, it's funny how I remember certain things. So there was a party, me and you was smoking, was drinking and shit, and we went to like a dorm party. And we was like, all right, you know what? We just strolling, like, and people can't really see my, my hand movements and shit. Like,
he was like dancing, like he strolling in the club, but like
ain't
in the
gonna
90s.
hurt nobody. So we're just stepping into the party and seeing how everything is flowing. And I remember some chick was like, after like we went to the back, got our little drinks and shit, and came back to the front, and was just seeing and catching the whole vibe of things. I remember, I don't know if it was a chick or what, but she was like dancing on this little fridge, and then she started to stumble and almost fell over top of you, and she was like, oh, and it was like, after that, it was like, yeah, I think we should go. it was like a real weird, spotty kind of memory, but yeah.
Yo, I only know about that memory because you tell that story. Like, I like,
now there's some other ones, but those better off mic.
Like, nah, me, like,
nah, because there's probably tons of story about me that I don't want to be blindsided by.
Yo, in a way, like, I'm kind of like okay with like the spotty memory of my early years when I was being like a real debaucherous dickhead. So I'm okay with like not being able to remember that shit.
No, but you see,
because then it's always like a pleasant surprise when people are like, "Yo, remember back in college when you was like doing all these like nice things?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I remember that shit."
You know what? That's why I try to bring up a fun memory and not an embarrassing one, because we boys. So I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna be like, "Yo, you remember when?" And put you out there like that.
Yo, there's some listen.
Because there's that radio show story when we end up going up to Manhattan Projects. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I was telling that story the other day.
Yo, that shit was funny.
I don't even remember that dude's name, but
yo, that shit was.
Yo, the short version is.
Wait, was that in my my Volkswagen when they was in Trinidad?
Yeah. So the short version is that we used to get like little show groupies and shit. Used to call the show, and
oh boy,
you know, then we ended up at a place to meet some people, and then we got Daoud.
Damn,
Daoud, DJ Iron Monkey. He got
me.
Yeah, you got
Damn, call me out by straight name.
You got fan.
Nah,
you got fandomed.
Nah, it was
by young aspiring gentleman.
Boy.
Yo, he tried to give you a whole Nintendo.
Yeah,
like, this was back in the 90s. You know, Nintendo was like that deal.
Yeah, it was still retro though.
But yeah,
but still,
he tried to give him like a little gift, like thank you for coming and hanging out with me.
Nah, this is the thing though.
You're my favorite radio personality around.
Nah, it didn't even go. No, I see how you're flipping the story because
I don't remember all of it. I'm just embellishing.
I know you don't. You see, this is the thing. This is the part, right? Because I went up to Manhattan Projects because somehow, some way, we're not gonna say who is because I know it wasn't me.
Yeah, all right. I was just the driver in these stories.
Nah, B.
I was just the transport.
It wasn't even like that.
I was just moving.
No, because when we walk into the place, I hear Dio, like, what the fuck? Because back then it was the originator, right? So it was Dio. So it was Dio. Like, what the fuck? Do you hear that? And you're like, no. All right, let's just keep going. So either way, we get to the place and like we're gonna keep some of the patches in place. But yeah, dude was like, "Yo, you want to go play Mike Tyson Punch Out?" I'm like, "Yeah," but that wasn't even the creepy thing. The creepy thing was it was like, "Yo, peep this. I hooked up the radio so you can hear when my cousin's on the phone and watch this." And his cousin's on the phone and he flips the switch and then you can actually hear the conversation on the stereo. It's like, okay. All right. What are we doing here?
It just means he was like listening to all those conversations.
Not my conversations.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna leave it very spotty as it is. We're gonna leave it spotty as it is, right? So
like I said, sometimes there's some beauty to not remembering the details of certain shit.
Yeah, and I remember many details. I remember why I was in the back room, like, why am I trying to play Punch Out with this dude in this back room here? Like, this is where. This is why I was gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna leave it spotty as it is. Yo, the dude really tried to give me the Nintendo as a parting gift. I'm like, nah, I'm straight.
We should have took that fucking Nintendo though.
Looking back at it, hell yeah. But it was like, nah, I don't want to have that kind of connection where it's like, yo, I felt like I really
he was
punked this dude for his Nintendo.
He was giving it to you, man. He was trying to be on your good side. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to Chuck Woolery the situation.
So, mind you see how just with that little bit of memory, it's like, okay, how this dude really trying to give me this Nintendo and really trying to be my friend like this? Where's you?
I don't even remember, bro. Like, I don't remember. Like, I'm trying to think, where was I during this whole situation?
Yeah.
What was I doing?
Yeah. So
I got nothing. I'm gonna hope that it was.
I do, but that's where we're just gonna keep it simple, and to be like, yo, how it used to be Bryant College, and now it's Bryant University, where they probably had them air quote donations, where now they've achieved university status.
Yeah, because the difference, I think, like I was reading this. Universities are just bigger colleges. Their population is larger.
Well, they just offer like different. Well, universities supposedly offer multiple different studies
too,
and programs. So you could be because Bryant College was
straight business
management, and things of that nature. And now they probably offer other things like science and English and math. So yeah, but. They probably have some expansions and some friendly donations from donors and alumni and legacies,
famous motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, this is how this shit been going on forever, man. Like,
yeah, it's a quiet secret.
You know how you think these football players get to college? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's half of them, and these football teams have all this money, and of course. These people that are fucking putting their names on libraries are gonna have kids that are gonna want to go to college, and they're gonna fucking.
You need a new wing? Oh, okay. I may need a favor down the road.
And I understand the argument. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's taking the places of like kids that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford school and can get in and get the scholarships, then those kids need to go somewhere else.
Well, see,
whatever. Now, instead of going to Harvard or Brown,
well, see,
but I'm also like, yo, if I had that kind of money and I could just buy my people's way into shit, I'm gonna do that shit. Like,
well,
I'm okay. with that aspect of it.
But you see, that's part of why there's that lawsuit from a student. She's suing the schools because now basically her scholarship is worth shit. It's basically, it's not about your education really, because they're buying their way into the school, and then they're also probably buying their grades. So if these people
are they buying grades though, or are they just buying admission? I haven't really read all of the story, but it's different to buy grades.
And this is probably the tip of the iceberg. And that's the part of it all, because how far back does it go? Because, again, and this was probably a reason why affirmative action needed to happen, to level the playing field. Where people like, oh, you're probably here for affirmative action? Well, probably your father brought you into the school. So that was the counter, and the give and take with the two arguments. So it's been going on for a while, but now it's like, how much is my education where it's basically easily bought? If you had that much money, why didn't you just start your own business or invest in yourself to do something else other than just go through the farce of getting this piece of paper?
Because that's what we're supposed to do. That Harvard degree is going to go a lot farther than no degree. And if I can, it's like, yo, if I can get you a job, right? I'm going to get you the job. I'm gonna pull you in if I can get you the interview. Like getting admitted into a college because you got connections or extra cash. It's like getting the good seat at the restaurant. You show up, you tip the maitre d', he gets you the best seat in the restaurant. You tip the valet, they keep your car up front. Like it's.
So you're not really paying for education. You're paying for a network or access to a network. It's not about how much you know. It's being able to work with.
When has it ever been how much you know?
It's who you know.
It's always
and
been
who knows you.
It's always who you know, and really who knows you.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter who you know. If they're not fucking with you, they're not fucking with you.
Hey Jimmy. Hey Jimmy. You remember me? Who the fuck is you?
Right. You know what I mean? They got to know you too.
Yeah.
But then once you get there, you got to still perform.
Do you? And that's where the whole question lies. Because
if they're buying grades, then that's a whole different level of scandal.
Yeah.
If they're like, yo, my kid's going to go here, and they're going to get straight A's, and here's $5 million, that's different than just being like, my kid needs to go here, how much? Yeah. I'll pay double tuition to make sure they fucking get in.
Mm-hmm. But as you can see, like, some people just didn't care about the school. They're in. They just wanted, access to the network. They wanted the college parties, the tailgate, and the homecoming. They wanted the whole college experience, to buy the college experience. That's one thing that I kind of, looking back, I had somewhat of the college experience when you was going to Bryant, and I was still in high school. And I was a senior in high school, and I was up at the school all the time, at the radio shows, at the motherfucking parties and shit, weekends. Like, people thought that I used to go to school. Did you get? I remember one kid asked me if I had the homework assignment. I'm like, nah. I'm like, you don't go to school? I'm like, yeah, but I don't have the assignment. I didn't know who the fuck he was. I was like, nah, but I just don't have the assignment. He's like, oh, I'll talk to you later. I'm like, okay. And I went to walk back to the bus stop. I think we used to play ball inside there too, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I think it was after going to the gym. He ran up on me. Probably thought I was on the basketball team. I don't know why. I'm motherfucking short. Like, I'm motherfucking Bugsy Bogues of the fucking team. Like, but hey.
Yeah, but at that time,
maybe he respects my game.
Yeah.
Hey, shit. I was nice like that back in the day. I'm not gonna toot my own horn. Shit, fuck that. But but the college scandal shit's been going on forever though.
Yeah. And I think it's hilarious that it's like what's her name? Becky from Full House.
and Becky.
And some other lady. Like, they're like old sitcom stars. Like,
well, see, the thing about the one chick that was getting all chesty about cheating is not the way and whatever she posted, and she was like, well, you gotta earn your, like,
and then like, I haven't really been,
that's real hypocritical. And it's like, come on, man, like, what, how you gonna get up on there and then turn around and be like, you know what, try to pay a little bit extra to try to buy that discreetness, you know, and buying their way into the network. It's kind of like what they're trying to do with net neutrality, which is something in a sense where you're buying yourself into the highest speed of things rather than having to deal with quote unquote dial up, where you have to toil and study all night to get an A and get a good grade and say, well, I went to this school because these famous people went to this school too. You know? It's like, oh, well, if these famous and millionaires went to this school and you got a degree from this school, you're probably just as driven as they are. Not necessarily so. Like, I'm driven. They've bought somebody to drive them. There's a difference, you know? When you're in the driver's seat or you're in the back seat with your feet up in the Phantom.
I feel like that's the best way to go, though. With my feet up
in the Phantom? Yeah.
I've driven enough. So at this point in my life,
and that is basically,
I need somebody to drive me
in
a little bit.
Yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream.
Every once in a while, I'm sick of getting driven on the bus.
You? I don't have a driver's license.
Whose fault is that? You 40. You're supposed to have at least
Yo, come on, man. I've had my driver's
You don't live in New York, dog.
Least...
Ain't no trains here.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I've learned that Rhode Island is very small and not to be in certain places after a certain hour. Like, being out in motherfucking Woonsocket after 10 o'clock trying to get back to Providence, that shit is basically a 3-hour tour. Right? That's a Gilligan's Island type shit where like I'm going to be out there all night.
But it's like 15 minutes if you got your license. Then you just drive that shit.
Yeah, but also, it would, if I had my license, it's 15 minutes. If I call for a ride, that's like 2 hours to somebody. Somebody could go to Boston every weekend to party, but can't go to Woonsocket 1 week to pick me up. Nah, be Woonsocket. Ooh, don't know about that. But at a certain hour, if you're asked out in Woonsocket, you're gonna have to try to find a shelter.
Man, listen.
And
all the more reason to have been gotten your license. Never be stranded again. That's the main reason I got my shit.
Nah, but you know what?
I was like, nope, I'm not fucking waiting on nobody. I need to be able to move when I need to move, and I need to be able to shake when I got to shake.
Nah, but the authentic part of it all is like taking the bus and having the experience of being not just the bus, the train, walking, you know, taxi, Uber, Lyft, missing all of that and having to actually go to a shelter and seeing the type of people in the shelter and trying to sleep with one eye open because this dude is staring at you, or is he sleeping with his eyes open? I don't know who this motherfucker is. I'm not gonna leave myself open, but I motherfucking missed the bus. This is my punishment for missing that bus.
Look,
like,
I mean,
but certain things is like, you know, not to be in certain places at a certain hour. Like, I got no business out there.
I got my license like right away, and I didn't always have a car, so I've been there where you know, and I lived in Michigan, which has no mass transit. Well, they have like buses, but the bus driver pretty much come whenever the fuck you feel like it. Oh damn! It said the bus supposed to come at 6:15.
Well, that's back in the day. You can't do that shit nowadays, but
yeah, you can. The bus still probably runs like shit out there. There's no trains, none of that shit. They got a trolley now though, but it only goes like from downtown to uptown, really.
To the fancy places.
Yeah.
The highlights.
So like, you know, walking to the grocery store, only buying what you could carry home type shit. You know,
I like that experience.
I struggled in that way. I hated every second of it. My car broke down, and I didn't have a car for a couple months while I was trying to figure out what I wanted and all that, and saving up for what I wanted. I still had to go to work and shit, so I had to catch the bus, and the bus still smelled exactly the same as it did 20 years ago when I was catching the bus everywhere.
But you see,
and I hate that shit because I like to just go. I don't like to wait on other people.
And you know what though? Like, I probably, because I have such an affection for my grandmother, that passed. What happened was I like walking to the store because I remember walking to the store with her when I was young to go buy some fresh fish to make some soup, to like just being in the market with her, taking the train, taking the bus. Like she never had her license. She's always said that was one of her regret, but she's always dreamt about having the lifestyle and of having the or wanting the ability of having somebody to drive her around. You know, like royalty in a sense.
I mean, I can get never owning a car if that's not really a thing, but like having a license is like knowing how to swim, because you don't like you find yourself in fucked up situations. We go out, right? You and I go out. I get trashed. Now, who's driving us home?
Well, I'm probably getting trashed with you, if not more, because I already know. Like, well, see, watch. This is the thing. I don't have a license. I know how to drive. Why I don't have my license? It's always some bullshit.
Sounds like a conspiracy, man. You're not trying to be on the books.
Yeah. Because if you be like, yo, I saw D driving on the street. D don't have his license, but D knows how to drive. It's just. I'm not gonna go further into that, but like for me, it's like I said about like being a bar back. It's the authentic experience of being behind the bar and seeing that part, being able to go hang out with security, to be able to go, just be in different areas of the club, be in the crowd, walking through the crowd with them dancing. Like last night, they had some. I would call it weird, but it was like deep bass. It was strange. You know, it's something that I'm not really used to, but it was. I could see the vibe that they were on. A lot of them were probably on some pills or whatever they were on, but they were loving me because I was filling up that little free water station, so they could just get them. Oh my goodness, you don't understand how much you're saving my life right now. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, just make sure you tip the bartender. Like. Oh man, this water is saving my life. Yeah, you're welcome. You know, just do right. Save us. You know, tip the bartender. Fuck man, like, but taking the bus, walking, I like that. I get around. I just know not to be in certain places at certain hours. Know what I mean?
Indeed.
That being said,
yeah, Zion's back.
College basketball.
Zion's back. Zion took like 4 weeks off or something like that, and Duke was getting smashed on. They have 5 losses. Only one of them was with Zion on the court.
What do you have, like?
They beat North Carolina
by one last night.
Yeah,
31 and 11.
31, hit the 3 at the end of the game. Like, the dude he's got all the tools. If he gets like a little bit, if he just works on his jump shot, because he's not gonna, the way he's driving to the basket now, he's not gonna be able to drive to the basket like that
in the NBA,
in the league. Like the defense is just that much better,
and they're bigger dudes. They're more developed.
Like
and
all the dudes
they're getting paid. That's their job. That's how they feed their family. Like they're like college kids you're going against. They're like, damn man, like I don't want to get this big bruise in my chest and having to go to math class, like, because I'm not gonna get into the league. I have to go to this math class. Like. Shit, like I gotta walk to cross campus to get to the other class. I'm not trying to catch this elbow on my chin, so I'm not getting paid for this shit.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a decent little mid-range jumper, so like,
yeah, it's decent. You know,
it's good enough. It's good enough for people to have to play him.
He's getting a lot of space right now.
Yeah,
because if anything, people are backed up on him to try to brace if he drives to the basket. In the NBA, they're going to be up on him. Like, let's say somebody like a Draymond Green is going to be up on him because he's not worried about getting pushed over, and because Draymond is experienced enough to know to position his feet and get the charge. You know? So that way Zion wouldn't really have that space for that little mid-range jumper. Like, his spin, his alley-oops, like, that is where I kind of see where his game gets bogged down in the league. In college, he looks like a beast.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna spend this summer, a la Blake Griffin, and works on his jump shot. He'll be all right.
Like his first step is still a little
Well,
lazy.
LeBron, like he's most built like LeBron.
Yeah.
6'8", 270.
Somebody told me Rodney Rogers.
I don't even really.
You can't remember Rodney Rogers from back in the day?
No.
He was kind of like stocky-ish.
A good amount of the comparisons that I've seen or heard.
Still say Larry Johnson
was to a lot of people have been comparing him to Charles Barkley.
He's taller than Barkley because Barkley was 6'3".
Oh, Barkley like 6'7".
Nah, that's what he was listed as. Barkley was short.
No,
Barkley's 6'3", 6'4". You can look that up right now.
Even him standing next to Shaq, yo.
You can look that up.
I'm about to look.
But you see, again, like Larry Johnson is 6'8". Zion is 6'8". If anything, I think Zion's probably like 10 pounds heavier.
He's like 270.
270? Oh,
like
I was gonna say 280. But like I still say Larry Johnson. That's the person I most compare him to.
He's 6'6".
Who?
Charles Barkley.
6'6".
Yeah.
Oh, all right. That's generous. Can I be 6'10"? 5'10"? For conversation's sake?
Nah.
Come on, man. I wish I was a little bit taller, yeah?
Me too. Shit.
But yeah, man. Like, so the next, hopefully they could probably pick him up. See how that goes. But with the whole college thing, the one I'm really looking to see is that dude from Murray State. Ja Morant.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the one I want to see because he looks like he's gonna be like a Westbrook type competitor, and that's the thing that I would prefer. And we got on the Knicks, we already got too many point guards and that have potential in them, and they show glimpses. They're just not consistent.
No, it's the Knicks.
Well, yeah, that's a. But,
yo, you know what though?
But
yeah, and I know I fuck with you a bunch of Knicks, but you like the hard body Knicks fan. Like you rock you got more orange and blue in your wardrobe.
Yeah, man.
For your Knicks and Knicks supporting. Like, I mean, I thought I had a lot of Detroit Lions gear and like just Michigan gear in general. But I think you got me beat. This dude rock his colors all the time. Like,
they're my favorite colors though. Like I like blue and orange. Like those are my colors. Like Dutch colors.
Yeah, but you don't got no Florida State gear.
Florida State, the fuck?
Or the Florida. Sorry.
Oh, Florida. Oh, I actually like Florida. Like when I used to play college football, the video game, and like, you know how you could draft up a team and build up a team. First, I'll go with Army. I'll build up the Army and get myself a legitimate chance. So now I could be able to coach a Florida or a Texas because Florida, I like the colors. You know, sure. I hate to say that. I like Tim Tebow in college as a football player.
Tim Tebow was good in college.
You see, that's the thing is
Tim Tebow's biggest issue is that he wanted to be a quarterback and he wasn't cool with playing any other positions, which I didn't get. But if at the end of the day, your goal is to play NFL football, I feel like I'm gonna play whatever position is available for me to get that money.
And you know what?
Like, because I'm sure quarterback money is obviously the best money on the board, right? So like, if I get to the league and I suck as a QB, and then some teams like, yo, if you want to play fullback or halfback, we'll pick you up. And my choices are play football, be a halfback, or play minor league baseball, or not play any sports.
Well,
I'm gonna play halfback because, like, for me, it's about still playing in the league.
Well, it depends on what you really hold as your dream and what you want as your accomplishment. But you see, that being said,
what's the accomplishment when you play pro sports?
Well,
to have a long career and get into that particular sports Hall of Fame.
And you see, that's actually a nice little pivot I can make with that, because that's like Jabril Peppers. What he was drafted as was an athlete, because in college when he used to play for Michigan, didn't he play quarterback?
No, he played linebacker. He
Linebacker.
played like that slot receiver kind of back. What is that? Wildcat. He was their Wildcat quarterback.
Yep, yeah, quarterback.
And he ran back punts.
So when he got drafted as an athlete. But when he got to the league, they kind of try to put him as like a free safety, then a strong safety. Now he's on my Giants, some way somehow.
Oh, I was wondering where the Jabril Pepper reference came from,
because he was part of that trade.
He got all the stats.
Yeah. So and you see how the pivot is that he came along with a trade where it opened up space for the Giants to get Golden Tate. So. You see how I kind of, did the little inside-out little dribble on that one where
First of all,
you thought I was going to go that way and talk about that.
That's all right. No.
I took it back with the dribble, and you see,
we about to ease back over to these Cleveland Browns.
Oh boy.
Because the reason why Golden Tate is a Giant is what Iron Monkey didn't want to put out there is that his beloved OBJ.
Who? Who's this we speak of?
Famous for coming out of a hot tub full of dudes and making miraculous catches on the football field.
It's kind of ironic he's on a team called the Browns, huh?
Now he's on a team called the Browns. He's the fifth Infinity Stone for the Browns offense.
See, this is the thing that I question. It's not just about their offense. The fact is quietly, like within like a month
they
or so
got a young,
ago,
talented defense too, man. Like
the Giants GM traded away Olivia Vernon for like a 3rd round pick or some shit like that to the Browns recently to help out their defense, and now he trades away one of our best offensive players too. It's like, what's this guy like?
Is he from Cleveland?
Is he from Cleveland? Is his family locked up in a basement somewhere? Like their own wood grain studio with plastic everywhere? Like, is this what he's worried about?
He's on his Derek Jeter shit, yo.
Oh boy, he's giving out gift baskets. He's giving out gift baskets.
Remember how Derek Jeter goes down? Now he's the GM of Miami.
Oh yes, and he
now
gives
all of a
everything
sudden,
to the Yankees.
Giving all those players to the Yankees.
Kind of like how Kevin McHale did with when he went out to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he sent it to somehow Kevin Garnett ends up with the Celtics.
Right. That's all I'm saying. This dude's probably like
no collusion. Look
him up. I bet you he's from Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's from somewhere in Ohio.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Possibly so. Because if anything, like you said, their defense is young. It's kind of like how the Rams made a run on paper last year. How they went for the defense, and then they went for the offense to try to make it real high flying. The Browns, I can't hate them because they're in the same division as my Steelers, which is another pivot.
I think they're gonna win 10 games.
You think so?
I think they're gonna win 10 games.
At least.
They won 6 games last year.
They were very scrappy.
Basically nobody.
And this is the thing I told people last year, because when the Steelers tied with the Browns, you tied with the Browns, you can't beat the Browns. They haven't won a game in how many years? I'm like, yo, the Browns is actually a legit team. So throughout the year, there was a very scrappy team. I could never really hate on the Browns because, again, they're in the same division as the Steelers, and we'll talk about the Steelers in a second too. So you can't really see the sleepy rolling my eyes type.
I mean, we don't have to talk about the Steelers. I mean, we could talk about the Lions. I got the jersey on today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, but you see that was the light at the end of the tunnel. So like, I was gonna go into the darkness and then come out to the light.
I'm in the tunnel with the light. I don't need no light at the end. My Lions out here making moves.
Yeah, man.
Making me all excited about the season.
I just don't like the fact that you think there's some collusion with the Patriots, and how there's kind of like Patriot Midwest.
I'm not going to refer to them ever as Patriots Midwest.
Patriot
North? Patriots up north.
Yeah.
But we right in their cupboards right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm okay with that. Why would I not be okay with, like, as long as...
And it's quality plays. It's not
like they're like
dumb retreads.
Yeah. It's not like Bill Belichick is like, or they're picking up the bums You know, they're grabbing dudes that could still play.
People that didn't get cut.
Like they're
From
picking
the
up
practice
free
squad.
Right. You know, so it's like I'm okay with the moves. You know, Matt Patricia still gotta show me some shit like as a coach on the field.
Yeah, because what happens a lot of times is like you could be a great coordinator, but when it comes to you actually being a coach and being not just defense, now you have to be defense, offense, management. You know,
he's got the right people in the right places right now. So I'm okay with what he's doing, and he knows talent. Like, one of the things that you want your head coach or whoever's choosing your players, right? You want to know that they're good evaluators of talent. And he learned from one of the best evaluators of talent.
Well,
so he's able to put these guys in the right positions. Now they just have to learn. Like, the Detroit secondary is young. So once they learn, I think they'll be okay. The offense is the offense. They're fine. But the defense is where all the work has to happen. And now they got Snacks. They got Trey Flowers.
From the Giants.
Yeah, they got Trey Flowers. They got Hand, who had a good season last year. And if Ziggy can just stay healthy, that's a nasty front four.
They'll probably still draft somebody.
They'll probably still draft somebody. I think they should draft a linebacker, though.
Third or fourth round.
I'd like to see them draft a linebacker.
I wonder, I wonder the remaining free agents, because there was that dude that was on Kansas City Chiefs, Houston, that got cut. I guess he got released. I wonder if somebody picked him up, the linebacker.
I don't know. I know one of the keys I was going to mention for the Browns is that Kareem Hunt got suspended for 8 games.
Yeah, and I know we discussed this before, because the part of the story that doesn't get, or it doesn't get reported at all, is the fact that the chick was underage, and he flipped out because she was underage trying to drink in his room. He was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing in my room? Like, yo, get the fuck out!" And
True.
And like you said, like
still,
it was just bad. It was just a bad look all around.
I mean, 8 games is better than the whole season.
Yeah.
Plus, the Browns are good at running back. They got Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
So by the time he comes back, it'll be like right in time for the playoff push.
They also got Duke Johnson
and
still.
Duke Johnson. Yeah. They're good.
Oh my god.
They're good. Kareem Hunt is going to play like slot receiver for them. He's not going to play running back because you gotta have him on the field.
Yeah.
And Duke Johnson and Chubb are like, your running backs are straight.
Yeah, you got that.
So you're gonna have Landry, and you're gonna have Odell Beckham on one side, on the other side, and then Kareem Hunt in the slot.
Wait, but then even on the defense, you'll have Olivia Vernon on one end, and then you'll have
Myles Garrett
on the other end. I don't really know how their secondary is building up, or like their middle section and their linebacker core, but even still, they're in the same division as my Steelers, and with them losing not just Le'Veon Bell, who's going to the Jets, which I predicted was going to happen, and he would have made more money if he stayed with us, but he didn't want to stay. So, if anything, good luck to him. You know, he had his year off. He dropped his CD, his music. He streamed his music. So, you know, good luck to him. And then Antonio Brown going out to
the Raiders.
And his thing is he wanted more money, and he was trying to game the Steelers for money. And the Steelers is like, we as an organization aren't going to be gamed like that. Like, you're not going to try to leverage us and try to. But he had beef with Roethlisberger, because it's like, yo, if I'm going to have this beef and be hit, I need more money, you know, or restructure my deal so I could get more guaranteed money, because like I'm not going to take this abuse from this dude. Because what happened was during one practice, Antonio Brown ran a different route than what Roethlisberger had thought was supposed to be ran. So Roethlisberger thought he ran the wrong route. He threw the ball to the ground and said, yo, man, get this fucking guy out of here. And Antonio Brown caught feelings off of that. And that's where and there was more stuff, but that was the most recent.
But here's the thing.
There was more stuff than that, because it was accumulated, and that was probably the straw.
You're in a situation with 53 alphas. Everybody thinks they're the alpha. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you want to put yourself in the best situation to win football games and to get catches. If I'm Antonio Brown, I mean, the money is one thing, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
it's the security afterwards.
He's putting himself in a Derek Carr definitely got to be able to throw him the ball. But is Derek Carr going to have time to throw him the ball?
Wait.
Because that Raiders offensive line is doo-doo.
Aren't they in the same division with the Chargers, the
AFC
Chiefs,
West,
and the Broncos?
Like, why not go to San Diego where you know you're going to catch everything? Because Phillip Rivers is going to have plenty of time to throw you the ball. And you have an opportunity to be on a team that can be just as good as the team you were just on.
It's like,
I want to make more money, so I'm going to go to the worst team in the league because they're the only ones that can afford to pay me. But then, now this year, he's going to complain about not being on a good team and worrying about his legacy and not winning a Super Bowl.
You know what it's like? Because I can't really use the Browns as a reference because of what they've done recently and what's recent to their consciousness. So it's like going based on how the division is stacked. It's like him going from the Steelers to the Bengals. Because in that division where he's in, like I said, they have the Chargers, who had a very solid season last year and a very solid defense, especially their secondary. Their secondary is very good. There's also the Broncos. They're another team in that division, and the Chiefs. And we've seen what the Chiefs done. Like, I'm not too sure what they're doing with their defense because they're cutting a lot of dudes, but we'll see what Andy Reid has in mind. But that division is a very stacked division. But you know what? Good luck to him. You know, best wishes. You know, he got his money, and thank you for your service. I'm not going to be bitter, talk shit about the dude because he's on somebody else's team. He has his reasons, and he's a grown-ass man. Good luck. But, like I said, I wanted to keep the light at the end of the tunnel and talk about your Lions, but, you know, you kind of beat me to the punch to that.
Beat you to that shit. I was like, it's taking too long to get to the real meat of the conversation.
Yeah, it was like Christmas Eve for you, and you was like, yo, motherfucker, it's 12:01.
Right? Shit. It's time to talk about the Honolulu Blue.
Rip it open. Is that what the color called?
It's called Honolulu Blue.
Honolulu
Blue.
You know what? I've never heard that before in my life.
Well, now you've heard it.
Wow.
That's what it is. It's not
Honolulu Blue.
Yeah. It's a shade. It's this shade of blue that I'm wearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. With the
Honolulu Blue. And mine is just orange. And what's this, blue?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not.
You have to check your team website for your official colors.
Come on, man.
For your official colorways,
you really pulled my card, huh? You really pulled my card. I thought you was going to be like, it's kind of like a baby blue.
Nah, I'm not. Listen, if you don't know the colors of your team, are you really a fan?
Damn, homie. Damn, you got me trying to sneak. Oh, man.
Putting your fandom to the test.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try to sneak it. Yeah, nah, you caught me on my heels on that one.
You don't even know what kind of orange that is. It's probably like, probably got a specialty name like
Knickerbocker orange,
like Knickerbocker blood orange. No.
Dutch new arrival orange.
Yeah.
Fresh spring orange.
You know.
Maybe, I don't know. I will look it up for next week, so that way I'll come out with my chest out extra strong. Like right now, I just took that sucker punch to the gut, like doubled over. Like
next week, it's gonna be a crazy show because it's gonna be our selection Saturday.
Yes, indeed.
For our Mount Rushmore R&B March Madness.
Yes.
Super bracket. We're in the process of putting it all together right now.
Yes.
70s, 80s, 90s. 2000s,
yes,
R&B, and then when we're finished, we'll have the Mount Rushmore, and then we're gonna put all them shits on a T-shirt and have the Mount Rushmore tees.
Yes, you heard it here first, so that way you know any kind of intellectual property that spins off of it, you know it stemmed from here.
Yo, I see somebody with a Mount Rushmore R&B shirt. You're gonna get these buckets.
No.
Charlie Ward.
You might get some phone calls.
You're gonna get some phone calls for sure.
We may get some letters. Certified letters.
Some nasty letters.
Certified letters.
Cease and desist.
You have to sign for this one.
Yeah, I'm not signing shit. The postman give it to me. You know, that shit's bad news every time.
Where?
Unless it's like a package that you ordered.
Or it's like a high price check that you're waiting for in the mail.
But 9 times out of 10, it's a court summons.
Yeah. Rolling that dice.
You're being sued
shit.
by such and such bank savings and loan.
You throw the letter up in the air like, no, where did I open it?
Yo, I had my shits garnished one time, right?
One day?
Only one time. Yeah. And it wasn't Columbia House neither.
Tell me how that life is. One time?
Only one time. And they went, actually, twice if you count the fact that I haven't gotten a state tax return.
Woo!
I haven't gotten a state tax. My state taxes are being garnished.
Oh, are they? Twice.
So listen. So fucking, I guess there was a court date. I didn't go.
Oh shit!
They garnished my shit. Mm-hmm. I never got a letter. Well, I'm sure I got the letter, but you know who opens that shit? You're like, oh, bill collector. There's like a stack of them. People do the same thing with their replacement bank cards. Then they call the bank talking about why my shit don't work. And we're like, we sent you a new card. But that's another life. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I'm on a trip. I'm in Canada, right? And I'm trying to buy shit, and I don't have no money. And I know that I have money because I put the money in the bank before I went on the trip. And so I call the bank. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, it appears that your account's being garnished by... I'm like, garnished? Oh, shit. All right, so I get the information. If I can call the guy. I'm like, yo, you need to put my fucking money back, dog. He was like, no. Like, you're being garnished because of this, and this. I'm like, well, when was the court date? Like, I was like, man, I'm in fucking Canada right now. If you want any... I gave him like the ultimatum. I was like, if you ever want to see any of this money, you need to put some money back in my account right the fuck now, or I'm not going to be able to get back. And then I'm not going to be able to work, and then you're not going to get any more fucking money.
Sounds like me out in Woonsocket after missing that bus.
That's all right. They put my fucking money back, though.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I had to go on I had to figure out, I was like, you can take out this much.
I didn't have a bus. I was stuck in Woonsocket.
I was like, you can have this much every month, and that's it. That's all I can afford. And they were like, all right. And I was like, now put the rest of my fucking money back so I can get home and fucking pay y'all. And they were like, all right. But, yeah, I got garnished, man. That shit is not sexy.
Yeah, just once. Oh, twice.
Twice. Yo, that shit puts you in check systems too, man. You can't even get a bank account.
Yeah, you telling me?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to educate you, man.
Yeah, I should be writing some of this down. This is some of the most highest sarcastic... Both literally and
listen, man, I've been lucky because I probably should have been... You know, I probably shouldn't even be able to have a bank account and shit. I've worked with people, their whole shit go to child support. They just working to pay child support. They hustle, but they got a real job just to pay child support.
Ooh. Really? There's people that do that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so about this Mount Rushmore of R&B. So for the 70s, who do you have on the bubble?
Damn, I don't even have my list in front of me right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch you on your heels there too,
B. My heels.
Yeah, with your Honolulu blue.
Yeah, I haven't even really thought about my bubble because I haven't looked at all the lists.
Really?
This dude is like flipping pages. That's the noise. That's the sound that you hear.
Yeah,
sounds like he's ripping shit out of a book. I'm not even like. There's nobody on my 70s list is exactly how I want it. Like there's nobody threatening to get in.
So wait, let me ask: do you have Natalie Cole?
Yeah.
For your 70s?
80s. She was more 80s to me.
More 80s for you? Oh, all right.
You know.
So
but the 80s bracket is the for me, like the 80s.
The 80s is
the bracket that's the toughest.
The bracket of death.
Bracket, like nobody's gonna be like everybody's gonna be okay with who comes out of that bracket, but they're gonna be like, yo, but how he beat this person, or how this person, like, because it's like Titans.
You see, like
the 80s bracket is Titans.
Yeah, for real, because that's where, like in World Cup soccer, they call it the bracket of death, right? Where everybody's top flight, like you have like Germany, Spain, Brazil, England, like just those 4 teams in one bracket. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, all of those teams in themselves can easily be champs, and you have them all going against each other. It's like in the 80s, it's like that. It's where you have somebody like, I put Stevie Wonder in the 80s. There's people like Sade, Luther Vandross, Patti LaBelle. I think People Bryson is going to be one of them guys that's going to be on the bubble. But then you have Shaka Khan, Lionel Richie, Philip Bailey. You know, somebody else that's on the bubble is Alexander O'Neal, James Ingram. You have Jeffrey Osborne. You know, Howard Hewitt is somebody that might be on the bubble. Tina Turner, like Whitney Houston, like shit, Anita Baker. Like the 80s is the real like, right. And that's why I'm like, yo, the fuck, like if I try to slide Stevie Wonder into the 70s, there's still Barry White, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, Curtis Mayfield, Gladys Knight, Isaac Hayes, Al Green, Minnie Riperton, Ron Isley, David Ruffin. Like, there's so many motherfuckers in the 70s too. It's like, yo, this shit is ill. So this is where the nice conversation happens.
I think the whole bracket is like
the rankings
there's
too.
There's nobody that's gonna be like the 16 could be the one.
Yeah, easily.
You know, 16 could be the one. So just because it's the 16th, it don't mean that they can't win the whole shit.
Say like shit, 70s. I forgot about Bobby Womack, Teddy Pendergrass, like
right. So who do you choose? Like
Bill,
if that's
Bill Withers.
If that's the 4 or 5 matchup, Teddy Pendergrass.
Bill Withers might be a 16.
Right.
So like if Bill Withers is a motherfucking 16, or like even if Bill Withers is a 15, and let's say we put not Marvin Gaye. Let's say we put Aretha Franklin as a number 2. So now it's like is that easy? Yeah, Aretha Franklin will smoke Bill Withers. But if Bill Withers goes against like a Barry White,
right, that might be a closer one.
Yeah, so it's like,
or like Al Green versus Barry White,
Isaac Hayes versus Bobby Womack.
So,
you know, you'll get those like real funky matchups where it's like, oh, geez, that's a good one. Like Minnie Riperton versus Ron Isley. So it's like,
yeah. So you know how, like how the bracket shakes down is going to be completely.
Diana Ross versus Curtis Mayfield.
That'll be a good matchup if that makes the bracket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes. And this is where the selection show happens
next week. Saturday selection.
Yeah, Saturday selection show where we actually come up with the rankings and how we're breaking them down. Whew. It's still tall work seeing who's who.
Yo, I'm gonna call it now. Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State, Duke, North Carolina Final Four.
Really?
Unless they're in the same brackets, but the brackets are not out yet.
See,
but I think that's my Final Four. If they're in different brackets, that's my Final Four. My Final Four will change, obviously, if Michigan and Michigan State are in the same bracket. That'd be real shitty, but it could happen because the way this year seems like the tightest year for college basketball in general, but I don't really watch a lot of it, but just from what I've seen on like highlights.
For me, I would say the teams that I'm looking for, not really who would make it to the end, because I'm not really a Duke fan like that. Michigan, I don't really follow. Actually, I've watched a couple of Michigan games, a couple of Saturdays, and the dude and his braids, that kind of throws me off sometimes. Little point guard dude.
Yeah.
Like that.
Only thing about Michigan is like they're not very deep, and like they don't
not consistent either.
Like their defense
like they have
gets
like
shaky.
some dry spells.
Their defense gets real shaky. Their offense gets real dry. Yeah. Like, they go like 3 minutes without scoring a basket and shit.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And then like some real stupid turnovers. Like they'll come down and take a stupid shot rather than just kick it into the lane. But
they're so good on D. Like they're so good on D. So like it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah. And see, like I only watch them because that's your team. So I'm like, if we like we're hanging out and we're having a bit, now we can have an actual conversation rather than just be like where all right.
I think that's my early prediction, Final Four. I mean, obviously, we got to wait for the brackets.
No, but see, like, Murray State is a team that I want to watch because, like, John Morant, like, I really, 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 really want to watch his game and see, like, how he plays because he just seems like he has that drive. And I don't know if I said this on mic or, like, pre-mic about him having that kind of drive that's equal to, like, a Westbrook type. Like, I just want to see how he advances and how he carries the team on his shoulders and how he is as a leader, especially because he's in that point guard position, which is my favorite position, and that's the position, especially in the tournament, that makes the most. Tournament is all about your guard play, and your wing play, and then if anything, like you said with Michigan, is about your defense and your power forwards and your centers, your rebound and your boxing out and your offensive rebounds, like. I forgot who I was watching, and they was top. I think that was NBA. But
I don't know. I'm not really like overly excited about any teams. Really, like I mean, obviously I'm gonna watch my squad, but like I'm just not a huge enough fan of basketball. Like I like watching it, but like
you're more of a baseball guy, football guy.
I'm more of a football guy, but I just don't like. I don't know. I just never been like a huge fan of like it's like I like playing ball, but it's like it's not even like it's like I gotta go play ball today. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it for like the cardio at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, and to give Charlie Ward these buckets or anybody else who want the buckets. As we pull up on soapbox time.
All right. You can go first.
Welcome to the soapbox. I really ain't got shit right now, man. I'm having a good week. Nothing really pissed me off that I feel like I need to like get on a mic and talk about. So I just like to take this opportunity to let Charlie Ward know that he can get these buckets. Also, shout out to my Detroit Pistons for I believe last night when they beat the Lakers, the LeBronless Lakers. They took them out of the playoffs mathematically. So, hell yeah. Opening day. Shout out to my Detroit Tigers for having $45 opening day tickets. Easily the cheapest baseball ticket I've ever purchased. For opening day.
Oh, shit, damn.
It's the first game of the season, first home game. It's against the Royals.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Royals are a decent team.
Royals are pretty good, right?
Yeah, royal blue. See,
last year I paid.
That's the color of my hat right here. It was royal blue. Yay, I got it. Yeah, royal blue.
Last year they played the Yankees, I think. No, they played the Pirates, but I still paid $100 for those tickets. So this year I was able to find, like, for me, a better view because I'm high up and I can see the whole field, and I'm above the net, so I can maybe catch a foul ball. Yeah.
Keep hope alive.
Indeed.
I went to a couple of Mets games and I got some.
And it's a fantasy baseball draft day for me, so I'm about to go draft that and with my fantasy baseball league.
Draft that. Okay. So that's your soapbox moment.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's my closing soapbox moment. I don't know. Sometimes I don't think it's always going to be a rant, so we might not have to call it the soapbox. We might have to call it. But I guess you can say anything you want on your soapbox, right?
Yeah, true, dude. Like, if anything, like how we was talking about back in the day, how when we were 25 and now how we're older and just looking at things. And for me, I just wanted to address my kids and just saying how much I love them and how much they mean to me, and how much it's just weird talking to my son, how it's like talking to like the 15-year-old me, and then talking to my daughter, it's like the 16-year-old part of me in some cases, and then there's the 10-year-old. So it's like just trying to do best and do right by them now that I'm older. You know, it's like when people go, "Oh, is that your dad?" I'm like, "Yeah, dad. Yeah, that's my dad." It's just that kind of thing where it's like I have that sense of pride when people are like, "Oh, that's your father." I'm like, "Yeah, that's my father." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Oh man, he's this kind of guy. He's that kind of guy." And they always smiling when they talk about him. So it's just trying to be a decent person for my kids and, you know, enjoying life. You know, trying to live a nice little experience for them. Thanks. But it all started back when I was, 23, 24, 25. Episode 25. Try to make that little segue to the end there.
Oh.
The circle of life.
And on that note,
yes, indeed.
If anybody has like pictures and stories from when I was 25, you know, feel free to discreetly email those to me.
I know there's no pictures of me. Don't
tag me in them on Facebook, because that would be fucked up.
Yeah, make them public before making it. Be like, do I want that one out?
Because I know that there's some pictures floating around. And I don't know what they are of.
Were you trying to get back into your swim weight at the time?
I don't know.
Were you trying to swim back then? I know swimming was one of your things, though.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, listen, before you, just send me pictures. Just send them to me.
Directly first?
Yeah, just let's approve them. Or I'll ask you politely to burn them.
Yeah, you see that? You see, I know there's very few pictures of me when I was 25. Like, I never really take pictures. But, yeah, on that note.
Episode 25. Quarter cup?
Yes. Quarter. Heads or tails. Remember when we used to flip quarters back in the day?
Yeah, I used to win so much money flipping quarters.
Oh, hell yeah. Go to school with 75 cents, leave with $5?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flipping quarters in this, like dimes, anything, man. I was taking everybody's money. Taking everybody's money flipping in 8th grade hallways.
And then pencil fighting?
Pencil fighting and shit.
You with your cheap ass CVS pencil. Yo, you can't be bending your pencil like that.
Yeah, remember they had the flexible pencils too?
Yeah, the CVS ones.
Ooh, them joints was like cheating. But anyway.
Nah, but they was weak on the hit though. They could take a hit, but they was weak on the hit.
Man, my dad had contractor pencils, the flats joints. Just to destroy motherfuckers with those shits.
You're like, no, man, you're cheating, man. Them pencils are extra thick, man. Especially because the lead was extra thick too. That was cheating. You got a cork back. Come on, Sammy Sosa.
Hey, you do what you got to do to win.
Yeah, really.
Even if that means
come on,
sending large amounts of money to people to get you into certain stuff.
Oh shit!
Yeah. It's episode 25. We out.
Yep.
We're not. There we go.